Do the processional once they announce. We'll do the processional, and then we have that break, and then we go back and start it again. And then right after that's done, then we go ahead and start it again. So I want to make sure they don't do anything. No, school songs are just. There's going to be no break for the procession. We just play it the whole way through. So just do so we'll have something back. We don't. We just go until the mace is placed over there, and then we're done with the processional. And then they say, please stand for the processional and the national anthem. So as soon as we're done processing them, then we'll do the national anthem. They introduce the singer. She won't be introduced.
honestly, it's kind of, I think the hallmark of that was when George Mason was in the Final Four. I don't know, 10 years ago, 8 years ago, the real the big major players started to really play, good basketball and get people to switch careers and learn how to play as a team versus people come in for 1 year and leave.
I saw VCU was highly ranked as well.
Yeah, they were. They changed conferences. It was, okay, knocked them down a couple of games.
They were in the top 10 for a couple of years.
They were in the Final Four.
What's this?
JV is not good.
Well, we know that.
They have the new court, the new design on the floor, the basketball court.
I'm sure that was free.
Welcome to the second convocation of the 104th commencement exercise. At this time, I would like to introduce the undergraduate and graduate candidates for the class of 2013. Would those candidates for the educational specialist degrees and master's degrees please rise and remain standing? Would the undergraduate candidates from the College of Arts and Letters please rise and remain standing? Would the undergraduate candidates from the College of Business please rise and remain standing? Would the undergraduate candidates from the College of Education and University Studies please rise and remain standing? Would the undergraduate candidates from the College of Health and Behavioral Studies please rise and remain standing? Would the undergraduate candidates from the College of Integrated Science and Engineering please rise and remain standing? Would the undergraduate candidates from the College of Science and Math please rise and remain standing? Would the undergraduate candidates from the College of Visual and Performing Arts please rise and remain standing? Will the audience please stand to recognize the faculty and the platform party and remain standing for the national anthem?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Welcome to James Madison University. I am Jean Martino McAllister, Professor Emerita of Health Sciences in the College of Health and Behavioral Studies. I will be your Master of Ceremonies today. Good morning to our graduates, families and friends, faculty and administrators, members of the Board of Visitors, and all of you who are here to celebrate the achievements of the class of 2013. Please join me in thanking Rebecca Molnar Battiata, graduating today with a Bachelor of Music degree, for that wonderful rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner. We would also like to thank the Madison Brass for providing us with music for the prelude and processional. We want to make this a comfortable and safe environment today, so I would like to make a few announcements before we continue with the program. I ask that members of the audience please turn off cell phones, beepers, pagers, etc. during the ceremony. The first aid station is located near entrance A. Please ask one of our ushers if you need assistance. Restrooms are located on both sides of the Convocation Center. Water will be available in the refreshment stand located in the hallway opposite the stage. This stand will remain open during the ceremony. No smoking in the Convocation Center. For the benefit of the graduate and their family, the university has a professional photographer who will be taking pictures of each graduate with the president. You will be contacted by the photographer regarding the purchase of these photos. Thus, we ask that family and friends remain in their seats during the ceremony. Students, I would like to recognize those people who play a key role at James Madison University. Please hold your response until everyone has been introduced. Please stand as I call your name. First, I would like to recognize Mr. Jonathan R. Alger, President of James Madison University, Dr. Jerry Benson, Provost and Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs. On the stage beside me are members of James Madison University's Board of Visitors, Mr. Joseph Funkhauser, Rector, Mr. Ken Barty, Mr. Pablo Cuevas, Mr. Ron Devine, Mr. Jacob Moser, student member to the board. Thank you. You may be seated. I would also like to recognize the senior leadership team and senior academic administrators. Ms. Donna Harper, Vice President for Access and Enrollment Management. Mr. Charles King, Senior Vice President for Administration and Finance. Mr. Nick Langridge, Vice President for University Advancement. Dr. Mark Warner, Senior Vice President for Student Affairs and University Planning. Mr. Art Dean, Special Assistant to the President. Ms. Maggie Evans, Executive Assistant to the President. Ms. Susan Wheeler, University Counsel. Mr. Ralph Alberico, Dean of Libraries and Educational Technologies, and Dr. Teresa Gonzalez, Vice Provost. Thank you. You may be seated. On the platform are the deans, Dr. David Brocky, Dean of the College of Science and Mathematics, Dr. Mary Gowan, Dean of the College of Business, Dr. Linda Halpern, Dean of University Studies and Vice Provost, Dr. David Jeffrey, Dean of the College of Arts and Letters, Dr. Robert Colvord, Interim Dean of the College of Integrated Science and Engineering, Dr. Reed Lynn, Dean of the Graduate School, Dr. Sharon Lovell, Interim Dean of the College of Health and Behavioral Studies, Dr. George Sparks, Dean of the College of Visual and Performing Arts, Dr. Philip Wishon, Dean of the College of Education. Also seated on the platform is Faculty Senate Speaker, Mr. David McGraw, Professor in Integrated Science and Technology. Thank you. You may be seated. Seated to either side of the graduates representing the faculty are the academic unit heads of JMU's academic departments. Would you please stand and be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in recognizing all of the dedicated members of the James Madison University community. Also with us today are Ms. Marianne Alger, First Lady of James Madison University, and Ms. Heather Hart, wife of our commencement speaker. I now call on President Alger, who will deliver greetings.
Good morning and greetings, students, families, and friends on this exciting and beautiful, if a bit wintry, morning. I welcome you to this special event that honors your academic achievement, co-curricular involvement, and the many lasting relationships you've developed during your time at Madison. Thank you for choosing James Madison University and making this great university a part of your life. It is a special honor and privilege for my wife, Marianne, and me to celebrate this very special day with you here at JMU. Now that I'm in my second year, I've had an opportunity to address a few commencement ceremonies. But I'm still just a sophomore here at JMU, so you are all several steps ahead of me. Of course, wearing this beautiful and heavy medallion around my neck, it's no wonder I'm a few steps behind everyone else. I hope you'll relish and remember this day, December 14th, 2013. You've accomplished a lot to be here, and I hope for all of you that the best is yet to come. You are about to become alumni of James Madison University, a very special group of people who share a treasured and lifelong bond. And all of you here are part of the extended JMU family. Parents and family members, that means you too, not just now, but for the rest of your lives. Please come back and visit us often. While all of you have worked hard to get to this moment, We also recognize that many other people have supported and encouraged you along the way. Please join me in taking a moment to thank those special family members and friends in all of your lives, many of whom are here today. All right. I also want to acknowledge the critical role of the faculty at James Madison University. They have pushed you to explore new ideas, expand your minds, and fulfill your potential. In addition, the staff members at this institution take great pride in their work and in creating the best possible learning environment for all of our students. Please join me in expressing our gratitude for the amazing faculty and staff members who have made this educational experience possible and who are our most important resource. You have made a mark on Madison. Now it is time to take what you've learned and continue to make a difference in the world. You will be ambassadors of James Madison University wherever you go. JMU has laid a solid foundation for you, and I wish you much luck and much joy in your pursuit of excellence. As you go forth from JMU, we hope you will continue to dream big about how you can use your gifts and talents to address the challenges and issues all around us in our communities. Congratulations to all of you. And now, speaking of dreaming big, I have the distinct pleasure to introduce someone who has talked about the importance of dreaming big in business and in life. G.J. Hart, our speaker today, is one of the most impressive, passionate, exciting, and innovative people whom I have met during my travels across the country on behalf of this university. The son of immigrants who came to this country when he was a young child, G.J. has lived the American dream. JMU was an important part of that dream, as he came here to get his college education. Even though he has spread his wings all the way to Newport Beach, California, he continues to serve JMU as a member of the College of Business Executive Advisory Council and as chair of the College of Business Research and Development, Inc. Board. Thank you, GJ, for your generous service and support of this institution. The Commencement program contains a long and impressive list of Mr. Hart's accomplishments as a leader and innovator in the restaurant industry. I imagine that most of us here today have had the pleasure of dining at a California pizza kitchen, and I do have to say the Thai chicken pizza has long been a personal favorite, or perhaps at a Texas Roadhouse restaurant. Perhaps we can talk GJ into taking us all to lunch after the ceremony today. All right, that'd be good. Under his leadership, these two chains have seen incredible success and received numerous awards, and not just for great food. When you take a look at the accolades for GJ and his companies, three major themes emerge: leadership, service, and passion. These themes should all sound familiar to you as they reflect the mission and core values of this university. First, GJ is a brave and thoughtful leader. He takes the time to consider what really matters and how his actions or decisions will make a difference. He cares about the people and the world around him, and he's always listening and learning. Indeed, he asked our family to send him our critique after we went to one of his restaurants recently. And I must say, GJ, for you, I will be willing to make that sacrifice anytime. As a star in a hospitality and service industry, he also believes that serving those he leads is vital to success. Being successful means getting to the point where you realize it's not just about you, but about how you can serve others. Finally, GJ consistently demonstrates passion for his work and his life. Take one look at one of the shirts he has designed and you'll see what I mean about innovation and passion. Having vision means dreaming big and knowing where you want to go, and then having the courage to go there. It has been a great pleasure to get to know GJ over the past year, as well as his wife Heather, who also joins us today. GJ, you are an inspirational leader, supporter, and friend of JMU. We have much to learn from you, and we are thrilled that you join us today. It is my honor and privilege to introduce GJ Hart. GJ, welcome home.
Wow. Thank you very much. I'm not quite used to being introduced quite like that. So, good morning. I want to just start off to you all here sitting in front of me this morning to say, you guys are really awesome. I hope that you'll take this day and appreciate what you've accomplished and the hard work and all the things to get to this moment in your lives. And you certainly should be proud. You made it, right? So congratulations. Here's to you. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. President Alger, Board of Visitors, distinguished guests, graduating class of 2013, proud and relieved parents, faculty, staff, family, and friends, I am honored and truly humbled to stand before you this morning. As I thought through what I might say to you as JMU graduates this morning, I truly had a moment of great pride, truly, followed by another great moment of horror. I was discussing this 2013 commencement speech to you, JMU graduates, with my friend in Newport Beach, and he said quietly to me, "Oh yeah, my commencement speaker was Ronald Reagan." And he did okay. I can't remember a thing he said, but he gave our commencement address. He was the sitting president at the time. Wow, I thought pressure really mounted. I again reflected on the daunting task and responsibility I have to deliver a message that hopefully will make a lasting impression. One that you might remember even though I'm not Ronald Reagan. So my goal is to do justice to you this morning and make a positive influence on your future. So many commencement speeches and speakers discuss such things as finding your passion. Be great, do great things. Gender equality, the environment, the job market, the age of technology, world hunger, world peace, poverty, health care, Social Security, immigration, war, the budget, the national debt, and I could probably go on and on and on. I won't address any of these because each of you are already versed on most, if not all, of the challenges that today's world has in store for you. Today is not about that or any of that. It's all about you. Your celebration of a great achievement. It's about your life and your path onward. Let's take a moment and reflect on getting ready this morning. Can you do that with me? As you were preparing to be recognized for the culmination of all of your efforts to earn this degree at James Madison University. Yes, this morning, as you looked yourself in the mirror, Some of you are laughing. I see that out there. What did you see? Who is the person that I see in the mirror? Am I someone who is excited about conquering the world? Am I feeling confident about this new journey? Am I someone who feels great about myself? Am I someone ready to face the challenges ahead? Or could I be someone who's a little uncertain and frightened? How will I pay my student loans off? Where am I going to live? How in the world am I going to support myself? Will someone ever hire me? All these are normal. Did you look in the mirror and have this conversation with yourself? Or maybe you didn't look in the mirror at all and think about any of these things. That's probably more likely, right? Wherever you are on this continuum, the process of becoming acutely self-aware will be the true differentiating factor in your future. The journey towards self-actualization is the key to your success. Literally, the path to your internal compass. In fact, I believe that this inward journey is one that you must embark upon every day to ever, and I do mean ever, be successful in your life. Self-actualization will allow you to truly adapt and adjust your expectations as well as your attitude in all situations that you might encounter. When you find the internal compass to your soul, you will determine whether or not you become a person who strives to be the best you can be or something less. It's your decision. While your education here and your intelligence are key ingredients, the practice of looking in the mirror and defining your internal compass will be critical to your future success. You are at a crossroads in your life today. I'd like to take a moment and share a poem that I think captures this moment very, very well. In fact, this poem was given to me on my last visit here, speaking to some classes by a JMU student. The name of the poem is The Guy in the Glass by Dale Wimbrow, 1934. It's been changed quite a bit to The Man in the Mirror and others, but the real is The Guy in the Glass. When you get what you want in your struggle for self, and the world makes you king for a day, then go to the mirror and look at yourself and see what the guy has to say. For it isn't your father or mother or wife whose judgment upon you must pass. The fellow whose verdict counts most in your life is the guy staring back in the glass. He's the fellow to please, never mind all the rest, for he's with you clear up into the end. And you've passed your most dangerous, difficult task if the guy in the glass is your friend. You may be like Jack Horner and chisel a plum and think you're a wonderful guy. But the man in the glass says you're only a bum if you can't look him straight in the eye. You can fool the whole world down the pathway of years and get pats on the backs as you pass. But your final reward will be heartaches and tears if you cheated the guy in the glass. If you like what you see in the mirror, you have 90% of this world conquered. It's really important. However, the world's perception of you is also important. Do your friends and family think of you as a go-to person? When we have a true emergency in life that needs immediate and quick action, we often think of dialing 911. When we call 911, we all share the same expectations. That someone will answer the phone immediately, that the call will never go to voicemail, the person will send help immediately, to wherever you are. The assistance generally will be provided by someone you have never met before, a stranger who will lay down their life in order to save yours. I would challenge each of you this morning to be the 911 person to your friends and to your family and to your coworkers anytime that you have the opportunity. Be that go-to person. What I mean is to be that reliable, accountable, and dependable person every time, every day. In my business, these are indeed the people that I hire in every leadership position in my company. I see these people as problem solvers, the individuals looking to make a positive impact and contribution. I also look for these type of people in my personal life. In your future endeavors, you will achieve more and be more fulfilled if you are thought of as a 911 person. Boston Marathon. When I say Boston Marathon, I'd be willing to bet, as I look at each of you this morning, that everyone in the room conjures up a vision of that same moment. It's at the finish line. In this case, it's not the vision you usually see at a celebration. The Boston Marathon we're all thinking of has many 911 people at the finish line. Yes, they were the first responders, police, firemen, paramedics, and those who dedicate their lives to being 911 people. Right now, the 911 person that I am thinking of is the unexpected one. The person who, after retreating with everyone else after that initial explosion, then turns and goes back against the crowd who is running away. They go back and see if they can help. Not because they are the first responders, but because they are a different kind of 911 person. The kind that you can be. It's been a long time since I was a student at JMU. In fact, more than twice as long, I was here twice as long than many of you, most of you, I would bet. It was over 30 years ago. I was working at Shenandoah Valley Poultry Company in Bridgewater, Virginia. It wasn't my part-time job for extra money. It was my full-time job because my parents couldn't afford to send me to school. I needed to earn tuition so I can afford to go to college and help pay the bills at home if I wanted to make something of myself. I clocked in at 4:30 in the morning most mornings. Between work, class, and studying, I would get home at 11 o'clock at night. Barely left time to sleep, and much less time for a personal life. Certainly lots of times that I had screwed up. The conditions working in a turkey plant were far from glamorous. I made $3.75 an hour. That's $3.75 an hour, with the hope that I could become a management trainee. There was no such program at that particular company at the time. In fact, back in those days, you didn't hear much about management trainee programs. So I continued to hang turkeys and debone turkeys day in and day out for a long time. It was indeed a miserable time in my life. I felt trapped. I couldn't quit my job. So I had to quit feeling sorry for myself. I learned as much as I could about every position in that plant. I just needed a chance to try something else, anything else. I made a conscious decision to learn as much as I could and be the best that I could at every task that was put in front of me. I was slowly becoming that 911 person at the plant without even knowing it. During the next year, I learned how to do almost every job in that plant. I just needed a chance, an opportunity for a promotion, and even a change of any kind. And as luck would have it, that opportunity came when I least expected. There was a major shakeup in leadership in the company and at that poultry plant, and the new leadership called my name. I was chosen to take a general manager's role, one that I had never done, certainly, first leadership role in my life. But because I had prepared, because I had been the 911 person without even knowing it, I was there for the new leadership in their time of need. They chose me. Wow. I was thrilled. Just like this morning, I was terrified as well. It was during a period of my life, this period, that I learned many of my leadership philosophies that I still maintain today. Learning to see it serve others, and being a leader that truly cares about the people that you lead. Leading with your heart. That wasn't the way it was back then. Trusting those that you lead. And what has stayed with me and become my motto in my life, it's really quite simple. So goes the leader, so go the rest. All of this put me on my path to much bigger leadership roles. The learning was that my internal compass, albeit I didn't quite understand, and mine being known as a 911 person, provided an incredible opportunity and a jump start of my career. All I had to do was adjust my attitude and my outlook. For the next few years, I ran that poultry plant, and that's it. Let's roll forward a few decades, and for a moment that truly opened my eyes. A few years ago, we had a charity event at our home, and I met a woman, a very special woman. Her daughter had been fighting a rather aggressive form of cancer, while they had hoped and prayed for remission, or even a cure. That was not the hand they were dealt. The family was told that their daughter had only a short time to live. After a period of great sadness and denial, it was that little girl adjusted her attitude. She knew she only had a short time to live, and she decided to view her fate in a very different way. She chose to replace get to for have to in her outlook on life. Get to for have to. Imagine, I get to go outside and feel the sun on my face today instead of I have to go outside. I get to hold my puppy today. I even get to stick my tongue out and taste the raindrops today. It struck me that her fate was not changed by her amazing attitude, although the rest of her life was made so very much happier, as was that of her entire family and circle and friends. All of this by simply adjusting her attitude. She decided to take control of her own destiny. There will be challenges for you. Thankfully, most of those will not be as serious as the story I just shared with you. The lesson from this very special little girl is one that I wish I had adopted back in those poultry days, working in those cold environments. Another time, the get to versus have to attitude would have served me well was during my first trip to New York, while I was the general manager of that turkey plant. Remember, I'm this small town boy going to New York City. I'm feeling like Mr. Big now. I finally made it out of the valley. I know I look good. Right? You can laugh. I'm wearing my best polyester pants, a jacket with ultra suede elbow patches, and shoes that were really well polished, albeit they were a bit old. Let's say I felt pretty good about my world. I'm Mr. Big, or so I thought. During my visit, and in every meeting, the women would whisper as I entered the room to every meeting and even as I walked by. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? That's what I worked so hard for. Turns out that these were the whispers, they weren't the whispers that I thought they were. The city girls were ridiculing my clothing and every aspect of my appearance. I was devastated. Today it sounds like such a small thing and we laugh. However, at the time, it had truly had a large effect on me. While my life definitely was on the upswing, this tiny event derailed my confidence. I let 36 hours of ridicule feel like 36 days. Suddenly, the valley looked pretty good. I couldn't wait to get back. I needed to adjust my attitude and maybe get a suit when I could afford one. As I left New York and went back to the valley, I vowed to myself that one day I would have the best clothing that money could buy. One day I would have the confidence that if anyone laughed at me, it wouldn't matter. Well, one day is today. Don't get me wrong, people still laugh at my clothes occasionally. The only difference now is that I embrace it. Because I get to wear whatever I want. My standard uniform is a Robert Graham shirt. Robert Graham is a lifestyle company that has grown exponentially over the last few years. And I wear jeans with it, and as nice as shoes as I can buy. When you have more than 100 Robert Graham shirts, they let you design and name your own. Pretty cool, right? We'd all like to do that. Well, I decided today that I would show you the one that I designed. Pretty cool, right? Come on. All right, this is called the Gerard sports shirt. My name, GJ, Gerard, Johann. You guys can laugh all you want, as many have. This Gerard shirt is the best-selling Robert Graham shirt in their history. Who would have thought? Not only that, they now have cell phone cases, and their freestanding units. They have this design around their units. All of their business cards from the founder on has this on it. Pretty amazing stuff. I'm pretty proud. Truly, I was shocked, to be honest. I decided to go as crazy as I could. But truly, no one was more shocked than my wife, because she's the one who's been ridiculing me about this shirt forever. Take that, New York City. You know, it's obviously not about polyester pants or a Robert Graham shirt, but it is all about how you adjust and adapt your attitude towards what your life will throw at you. Look inward every day, and I do mean every day. Find that true internal compass. Be that 911 person every chance you get. It will make a difference. And remember, you get to choose your path onward. Congratulations to the class of 2013.
GJ, thank you for those words of inspiration and challenge for all of us. Appreciate that. At this point in time, we begin to recognize the graduates. Graduates whose academic work has been at the highest level deserve special recognition. Students who have achieved a high level of academic excellence are awarded the Latin honors of summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude. These are designated on page 15 of your program. Honor students who undertook a program of independent studies and prepared an honors thesis requiring in research in his or her academic major are also listed in your program as graduating with distinction. I would like to give all of these graduates the extra acclaim that they deserve, so I would ask them to stand and be recognized by our applause. Please stand. Thank you. I now call on Mr. David McGraw, Speaker of the Faculty Senate and Professor of Integrated Science and Technology, who will endorse the graduates on behalf of the faculty. Mr. McGraw.
Thank you, Dr. Benson. The faculty of James Madison University is pleased to endorse the candidacy of these members of the class of 2013 for educational specialist, master's, and bachelor's degrees. On behalf of the Faculty Senate, I request Dr. Benson to present the candidates to President Alger for the conferring of their degrees.
I would now ask that Dr. Reed Lynn, Dean of the Graduate School, please come to the podium to present the educational specialist and master's degree candidates. Dr. Lynn.
Graduate degrees being awarded today include the Educational Specialist, the Master of Arts, the Master of Arts in Teaching, the Master of Business Administration, the Master of Education, the Master of Occupational Therapy, the Master of Physician Assistant Studies, the Master of Public Administration, the Master of Science, the Master of Science in Education, and the Master of Science in Nursing. Will the candidates for the Educational Specialist and Master's degrees please rise?
President Alger, if you would join me. President Alger, it is a pleasure to present the Educational Specialist and Master's degree candidates for the 2013 December commencement. They have fulfilled all academic requirements, have been approved by the graduate faculty, and are entitled to receive the appropriate degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Virginia and the Board of Visitors of James Madison University, I now declare that you are graduates of James Madison University, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities afforded you under your degree and as alumni of this university.
Will the graduates for the Educational Specialists and Master's degrees please come forward?
Julia Elizabeth Harrison. Grady Warner Hart. Deep Nyok Mai. Andrew Patrick O'Neill. Luke Thomas Howard. Kim May Weinberg. Hannah Rochelle Oakes. Arnan Sinthornthum. Rabab Zia Hashmi. Eugene Wang. Donald Lee Frank. Ryan Patrick Knowles. Brendan Justin O'Hara. Prakash Vinod Putnotvitil. Heather Douglas Ainge. Claire Catherine Bolte. Ashley Marie Gunderson. Jennifer Denise Jones, Sarah Reeves Melvin, Sarah Frances Miller, Tanya K. Mills, Ashley Nicole Stoll, Lauren Alice Van Fossen, Adriel John Ignacio, Kathy Ann Beery, Heather G. Cheshire, Erin Grace Fairchild, Kimberly Sue Miller, Melissa Ann Moyers, Tanya Marie Roshi, Catherine Wilkinson Sankson, Jennifer Rebecca Wagner, Emily Tomlin Chase, Christina Denise Dojak, Julie Young McClamrock, Jonathan David Turner, Yonji Day, Christina Lynn Landis, Chad Richard Phillips, Alexandra Frances Wilcox, Linda Marie Farringer, Matthew Theodore Dingo, Taricia LaPravot Pippert, Stephanie Rochelle Seuss, Brandon Vaughn Boyer, Taylor Lee Logan, Krista Marie Samaya, Kathleen Denise Daly, Abigail Monk Diamond, Catherine Peary Rohrer, Anne Marie Tamburello, Christine Ann Bolander, Rosanna Marie Craig, Jessica Marie Deneno, Kayla Michelle Doss, Jarell Monique Fleming, Emily Ann Giordano, Brooke Damney Helsebeck, Corinne Taylor Holland, Marilyn Catherine Kenny, Shannon O'Meara Kibler, Haley Genevieve Mata, Ashley Lynn McConkey, Erin Rosser McDivitt, Ashley Nicole McCullough, Juliana Rose Milo, Jessica Marie Paradis, Christiana Rose Ruckert, Haley Alexandra Smith, David Richard Trotter, Jessica Lee Ackerman, Eileen Catherine Barch, Caitlin Sue Betker, Kristen May Bishop, Ryan Timothy Chico, Scott Russell Dalrymple, Noah Nathaniel David, Jessica Lynn Murr, Colleen Ann Hayes, Kelly Denise Kennedy, Rachel Christine Kokal, Caitlin Ann Kufal, Trinath Curavella, Elizabeth Ann Lehigh, Brandon Liang, Kristen Elizabeth Lowery, Rochelle Martindale, Barbara Ann Resor, Carol Louise Smith, Melody Hua So, Constance Nowak Wenger, Angela Bartolo, Clayton Allen Hayes, Brandon Wilson Hollett, Mirye McAuliffe, Ragurum Selakanyu,
How about a round of applause for all of our graduates? Will the candidates for the undergraduate degrees please rise? President Alger, it is a pleasure to present the undergraduate degree candidates for the 2013 December commencement. They have fulfilled all academic requirements, have been approved by the faculty, and are entitled to receive the appropriate degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Virginia and the Board of Visitors of James Madison University, I now declare that you are graduates of James Madison University. With all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities afforded you under your degree and as alumni of this university.
Graduates, in the academic tradition, you may now turn your tassels from right to left. Congratulations. Please be seated. Each of the college deans will assist President Alger in recognizing the graduates from the respective colleges. We will now recognize the undergraduate recipients from each college. Dean David Jeffrey will present the degree recipients in the College of Arts and Letters. Dean Jeffrey.
Graduates from the College of Arts and Letters earn the Bachelor of Science or the Bachelor of Arts degrees. Would the graduates please rise and come forward?
Khalid A. Nadim, Catherine Stanton McNally, Michael Avery Sellers, Jr., Andrea Wawaka, Anna Pinto, Stephanie Atkinson Broyles, Charlene Cartu, Ryan Patrick Durr, Meredith Grace Kozakowski, Austin Noel Locasia, Adam Conrad Miller, Nicholas John Moglia, Emily Jean Poole, Michael Cornell Sauter, Jonathan Elias Tabri, Emily Ann Walker, Amy Alice Attilis, Megan Constance Kleindienst, Kristen Taylor Costello, Victoria Fitzgerald DeHaven, Joanne Evelyn Probst, Brooke Danielle Raquito, Robert Dale Thomas Smith, Tessa Shea Stillings, Nia Velcourt, Hope Vandiver, Samantha Catherine Davidoff, Emily Ann Gum, Angela Marie Hunt, Taylor Nicole Irish, Alexandra Jacqueline Colita, Lindsay Rosa Wood, Nicholas Price Lee, Brianna Marie Malcioni, James Brendan Murphy, Kara Lynn Nunali, Jonathan Phillips Sharpley, Jessica May Strawn, Boyd Clinton Wagner IV, Matthew William Wagner, Sahar Afreen Ahmed, Devin Reed Cruttenden, Zachary Garrett Miller, Michael James Opiso, Brian Lawrence Phipps, Belnita Antoinette Armstead, Joseph Linwood Bass, Amanda Rose Casella, Michael Paul Cotton, Ashlyn Dawn Cox, David Louis Golobmede, Emily Molly Keller, Robert Eric Mills, Luke Benjamin Daniele, Danielle Ya Ofe, Edward Nicholas Oates, Alex Marwin Rankin, Stefan Mansell Robertson, Peter O'Brien Rose, Daquan Rakeem Scott, Lauren Ashley Smith, Paige Noel Topper, Zachary Philip Bruce, Lonnie Finley Furbank, Courtney Shea Gwen, Peter William Helverson Kosanovich, Kyle William O'Connor, Dylan Mitchell Vitafinzi, Lindsay Michelle Vormack, Odette Janelle Yoder, Talita Rodriguez, Jessica Roy, Andrea Lee Currents, Scott David Jones, Jacqueline Kelly Kerber, Austin Wesley Montville, Bingham Togia, Matthew Charles Williams, Sean Thomas Adams, Daniel Livingston Meyer, Sarah Nicole Wigglesworth, Kelly Margaret Kavanaugh, Joshua Alexander Grubbs, Keith Charles Pichet, Brian Eugene Sullivan, Jenna Michelle Temple, Anders Rains Bruce, Nicole Elaine Dyer, Scott Patrick Johnson, Lindsay Dean Marsingill, Leanne Marie Minnis, Stephanie Elizabeth Sporl, Dylan Cameron Kendall,
Dean Mary Gowan will present the degree recipients in the College of Business. Dean Gowan.
Degrees being awarded today from the College of Business are the Bachelor of Business Administration, the Bachelor of Science, and the Bachelor of Arts. Will the graduates from the College of Business please come forward?
Yassine Balmri, Timothy Michael Kolna, Jesse Maricela Flores, Zachary Von Jones, Lee Q, Harrison Drew Curis, Zachary Thomas Lowe, Sarah Elizabeth Smith, Matthew Thomas Spites, Kristen Alyssa Wells, Daniel Peter Abitamarco Jr., Omar Sulaiman Aldalayan, Nicholas Salvatore Badalamenti, Travis Michael Zach, Kwok Yan Tiffany Fung, Salwal Getachew Gabre, Victoria Ashley Greeny, Benjamin Burton Hobeck, Kayla Brianne Larkin, Yoon Ju Lee, Zachary William Passmore, John Cameron Marshall, Michael Ken Ryan, Christian Alexander Straubs, Jamie Lee Tallman, Aaron Lee Berquist, Matthew James Krusco, Richard Mial Fessenden Jr., David Alexander Frazier, Brian Ferguson Gray, Alexander Kilominnik, Salvador Luna, Patrick Craig Moore, Andrew Philip Piemonte, Troy Austin Ramir, Heather Elizabeth Ruckel, Kareem Ala Eldon Shob, Matthew Sinclair Taylort, Trong Quoc Tran, Gregory Matthew Victor, Matthew Jake Weiss, Hayden Christian Yonts, Emily Michelle Anna, Glenn Richard Dearson Jr., Dariush Michael Etremond, Andrew Albert Monticello, Megan Nicole Baber, Jonathan Nicholas Bezu, Brandy Renee Burgess, Colin William Eckert, Kevin Thomas Fangio, Adam Paul Henne, Brian Christopher Hope, Yesenia Naomi Jimenez, Zachary Gerald Catcher, Matthew Kyle Lamb, Tori Christian Maddox, William Kane Mays, Sarah Elizabeth McIntosh, Michael Wadi Mikhail, Mason Dennis Miller, Andrew Wade Nicely II, Samira Katiri Moni Shirazi, Megan Ramona Nazareth, Ashley Sarah Petrullo, Kyle David O'Keefe, Ashley Taylor Post, Avani Taylor Rodriguez, Leah Leisha Albert, Brian Thor Brocious, Ryan Joseph Collier, Christopher Allen Deck, Brett Harold Thompson, Jaydeep Shetakumar Patel, Joshua Ryan Wallace, Cole Walter Richard Werkheiser, Shia Yu, Lindsay Marie Brock, Henry Oliver Branez, Sean Patrick Cunningham, Joshua Andrew Feaster, Erica Leanne Grimm, Matthew Henry Kaiser, Jennifer Margaret Luck, Bastian Virgil Russo, Matthew Turner Branner,
Dean Linda Cabe Halpern will present the degree recipients from University Studies in the College of Education. Dean Halpern.
Degrees awarded today from University Studies in the College of Education include Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Arts, and Bachelor of Individualized Study. Will today's graduates from University Studies and the College of Education please come forward?
Thomas Philip Benz. Wayne Douglas Gill, Jr. Taylor James Hender. Shani Moore. Sarah Margaret Outland. Sarah Elizabeth Rodriguez. Lisetta Deshawn Brandy. Kelly Stewart Brown. Nicole Julia Johnson. Gregory Robert McMurray. Ashley Nicole Spinagle. Carly Rebecca Towell.
Interim Dean Sharon Lovell will present the degree recipients in the College of Health and Behavioral Studies. Dr. Lovell.
Degrees being awarded today from the College of Health and Behavioral Studies include the Bachelor of Arts, the Bachelor of Science, the Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and the Bachelor of Social Work. Graduates, please come forward.
Megan Mackenzie Hankins. Haley Michelle Jacobson. Sarah Eleanor Kern. Amber Nicole McCauley. Caitlin Alania Ortiz. Sky Melissa Riddle. Hannah Elizabeth Tunstall. Ophelia Amma Astawia Adai Boteng. Shanna Claire Brady. Andrew Robert Bulis. Wendy Wing-hee Cheng. Jonathan Cabos. Benjamin Taylor Colston. Bridget Elizabeth Crimmins. Alyssa Monique Davidson. Marissa Carey Davison. Jessica Mary DeBell. Noah Joseph DiDonato. Alyssa Leanne Dietrich. Brianna Marie Doliba. Leo Chris Duke. Kelvin Page Engel. John Francis Grazillo Jr. Senit Tedesthi Helamariam. Emily Kate Harmon. Arlandis Dominic Harvey. Maggie Elizabeth Harwell. Taylor Catherine Henshaw. Gerlita Shavai Hicks. Martia Olivia Michelle Jones. Ben Edward Campa. Ashley Inyong Kim. Matthew Thomas Menzies. Jessica Marie Morris. Lindsay Ann Pennington. Stephanie Noel Salvatore. Rachel Lauren Schwartz. Rachel Elizabeth Singleton. Amanda Caitlin Smith. Alexandria Monique Turner. Skylar Matthew Whelan, Emily Nicole Whitmore, Megan Victoria Weichman, Alexander Carlton Zuber, Brittany Nicole Deacon, Allison Elaine Gaines, Megan Elizabeth Godby, Thomas Edward Noser Jr., Daniel Michael Allen, Eric Lamar Beard, John William Bladel, Megan Lynn Burks, Leah Marion Carlisle, Gregory Allen Germroth, Grace Elizabeth Godfrey, Quentin Irwin Hunter, Nicole Jacona, Dustin Matthew King, Kevin Edward McGow, Sean Patrick McGuff, Matthew Tyler Miller, Gina Marie Odie, Taylor Renee Ortolin, Kelly Brees Paduk, Erica Jasmine Pearson, Jonathan Marcus Pullen, Cameron Kingsland Richards, William McKinley Cease, Joshua James Simons, James Matthew Siska, David Michael Taylor, Tyler Christopher Truitt, Lindsay Michelle Adams, Celeste Marie Amalfitano, Elizabeth Ann Baglieri, Catherine Ellett Barilla, Emily Margaret Belkowski, Bethany Gibson Boveri, Christine Ann Buckwald, Leslie Ann Chambers, Shannon Ann Chambers, Samantha Alice Chasen, Rebecca Marie Klein, Kristen Gail Conrad, Kelsey Marie Kreider, Casey Marie Crone, Eric Christian Croucher, Lauren Sarah Debsky, Catherine Elizabeth Egri, Samantha Nicole Feldman, Elizabeth Scott Gill, Karen Elizabeth Gray, Taylor Nicole Harrison, Ashley Ann Howard, Lauren Page Johnson, Amanda Kathleen Jones, Ann Miley Kelleher, Patrick Robert Kennedy, Holly Denise Keene, Caitlin Michelle Kresalski, Danielle Marie Kuykendall, Jocelyn Lee Kyle, Yeon Ju Lee, Rachel Ann Leffler, Allison Blair Leininger, Megan Ashley Long, Casey Mara Lynch, Vivon Christine Mai, Mercedes Hannah Meisel, Rachel Dawn Martin, Ashia Janae McCrary, Wendy Lee Miller, Erin Michelle Morrow, Mary Nyok Ann Gwynn, Julia Pena, Kristen Elizabeth Reese, Rachel Lee Reberick, Lauren Ashley Solman, Julia Alexandra Rice, Catherine Elizabeth Sandifer, Dale Robbins Bailey, Chelsea Nicole Seaton, Amy Kristen Shadron, Maggie Gina Silverstrong, Kelsey Irene Torona, Laura Butler Wilson, Kylan Marie Wright, Caitlin Grace Baker, Brittany Sierra Belodo, Judy Yong-kang Choi. Thomas Reed Johnson. Son Kim. Hannah Hofheimer Moss. Samantha Nikilo. Tuwin Dao. Stephanie Novak. Charles Joseph Ulp Jr. Kelly Marie Overstreet. Haley Marjorie Ratliff. Rebecca Lynn Schlank. Nicole Elizabeth Wall. Alice Mary Woodward. Erin Wood Anderson. Amy Catherine Callahan. Charlene Constance Cole. Amanda Dare Dooley. Nicole Marie Fortunato. Emma Ann Gage. Heather Gray Hummel. Laura Catherine Hudson. Alexandra Lee LaCalamato. Brianna Elizabeth Loffer. Mariah Lynn McMillan. Samantha Lynn Noble. Kelly Lenore Pilkerton. Amber Marie Sizemore. Lauren Ann Wines. Caroline Taylor Wood. Rachel Catherine Wyville. Rebecca Elizabeth Keegan. Meredith Lynn Manwaring.
Interim Dean Robert Kovold will present the degree recipients in the College of Integrated Science and Engineering. Dr. Kovold.
Thank you, Provost Benson. Degrees being awarded this morning from the College of Integrated Science and Engineering are the Bachelor of Arts and the Bachelor of Science. Will the graduates from the College of Integrated Science and Engineering please rise and come forward?
Richard Paul Brazina Jr. Brent Chandler Butler. Christopher Tucker Chafin. Paul Jacob Croston. Tracy Lynn Donovan. Jeanxing Du. Joshua David Fees. Daniel Bernard Hardgrove. Wade Vincent Harkins. Logan Seymour Herr. Andrew Elliott Hutchson. David Graham Ladowski. Tyler Paul Leduc. Jing Liu. Alan Joseph Roberts. Benjamin Michael Machucci. Alex Carey Persinger. Corey Lee Ryman. Emily May Cummings. Pavan Kumar Penjetti. Stephen Taylor Capitel. Duncan Carhart Connolly. Jeannie Iveth Guillen. Abigail Haney Colvord. Kyle William Nett. Sally Rachel Otaveros. Alyssa Renee Pickett. Kyle Patrick Prendergast. Keenan Daniel Sperry. Madeline Baker Yamron. Paul Edward Brefka II. Jennifer Alyssa Comer. Brandon Christopher Hope, Douglas James McMaster, Emily Ann Northup, Mark Lynn Robinson Jr., Daniel James Warren, Brian Patrick Donahoe, Francis Paul Labate III.
Dean David Brocky will present the degree recipients in the College of Science and Mathematics. Dr. Brocky.
Thank you, Dr. Benson. Degrees awarded today from the College of Science and Mathematics are the Bachelor of Arts and the Bachelor of Science. Would the graduates please rise and come forward?
Samantha Lauren Berkeley, Christopher Anthony Jarzin II, Taylor Andrew Cochran Sutton, Chantulis Devonique Johnson, Brian Scott Gay, Allison Kate Hayes, Matthew Charles Helton, Brittany DeJean Johnson, Hillary Ann Kurland, Alexander Michael Lasky, Abby Michelle Piper, Brian Nathan Schwenk, Lauren Elizabeth Smith, Corey Hunter Taylor, Kevin Burke Welch, Elizabeth Michelle Williams, Christina Brigida Maria Gallegos, Zachary Scott Barkley, Daniel Jun Moon, Douglas Reed Putney, Devin Lee Dilla, Ian Charles Norrell, Anthony Joseph Cerna, Amanda Quinn Wright, Caitlin Ann Cribb, Kurt Andrew Claus, Thomas Carter Hoke, Stephen Robert Sherwood.
Dean George Sparks will present the degree recipients in the College of Visual and Performing Arts. Dr. Sparks.
Degrees awarded today from the College of Visual and Performing Arts include the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Fine Arts, and Bachelor of Music. Graduates from the College of Visual and Performing Arts, please come forward.
Matthew David Heiler, Jessica Taylor Romanelli, Samantha Lee Smirtka, Rebecca Molnar Battiata, Charles Herbert Eldridge, Nathan Seraph Gredler, Eric John Henriksen, Joshua Michael Leslie, Fitzhugh Ralph Mason III, Andrew Thomas Parker, Eric Stephen Price, Megan Lee Rader, Catherine Ann Rooney, Emily Jean Rosser, Mary Elizabeth Taylor, Daniel Bartlett Warren, Jillian Marissa Wysinski, Hyun John Kim, Peter Francis Berry, Blakely Ann Cohen, Donald Wayne Jenkins III, Barbara Allison Newman, Cameron Edward Cueva Clark, Stephanie Lane McClung, Michelle Nicole Melton, Tan I. Wanton, Molly Catherine O'Gorman, Evan Schaefer White, Brandon Terry Riddle, John Davis Lloyd, Matthew Stafford Sorrentino, Hannah Ray Gentry, Megan Patricia Learn, Ian Anthony Green.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me once again in recognizing our December 2013 graduates.
Following the alma mater, we ask that the audience remain standing for the recessional of the faculty and graduates. The alma mater, which was written by the late JMU faculty member, Dr. James R. Riley, will be led by Ms. Rebecca Molnar Battiata, class of 2013. Please stand for the alma mater and remain standing for the recessional. Graduates, please remain standing while the faculty and platform party recesses after the alma mater. Ms. Battiata.
Madison, James Madison will be forever true. Our loyalty will always be to JMU. While friends remain within our hearts and knowledge guides our way, James Madison will lead us on to conquer each new day.